What a beautiful day. Whew. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another Skateboard Beginner. I think it's 187. I don't know, 187. Yeah, man, pretty stoked. Been going to the skate park every Saturday, which is 2 more days. Today's Thursday. And yeah, man, getting my legs built up, stronger and stronger, you know. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait to be able to pop ollies up the curb on the you know, like on the curb regularly, you know. Almost got over the 2x4 last week. Anyway, so last Sunday, I got baptized at the Lao First Baptist Church. So the first time, I think it was '84 when I went to move from New York City to Clovis, New Mexico, small town, like 30,000 people. We had a church right across the street, you know. They had a Lao church and an American church, and I met my friend in 6th grade. His name was Joe Bucto, and his dad was a deacon at the church. It's called Sandia Baptist Church in 1984, 85. Probably more like 85, I think. Anyway, and his mom was teaching the Sunday school, and she was inviting me to like eat dinner and stuff with my friend Joe and his little sister, right? And his mom was very beautiful, man. So I went to church for that. I went to Sunday school because of that. Because I had a hot crush on his mom. I don't know, I was 6th grade. So you're 13 years old or something like that. She was beautiful, man. So yeah, but that led me to, you know, accepting Christ. So like God said, man, He works in mysterious ways, you know. Whatever it takes for us to go join Him, you know. Just like anything, right? You know, sex sells, baby. But anyway, yeah, I got accepted Christ. I got baptized because of my friend's mom. Plus my mom too. She believed in Christ. She had a strong faith in Jesus Christ, you know, in God. And then when I moved to California in 1991, and around 1992, we went to this church called Set Free. It was kind of like his pastor was like, he was in jail and everything, you know, like he was like in like a bike gang, and so it was like a bike, like a motorcycle Harley Davidson, but like for God, you know. It's kind of like an offbeat thing. Plus they had like you know, like skateboard parks and stuff, you know, like a half pipe and street court and stuff like that. And usually go out there like on Wednesday night and go skate up there. I remember Pat Chanita broke his leg in that half pipe that night. Yeah, he broke his leg there at the Set Free ramp. Plus my friend had a skate shop right up the street, so it was like kind of like an you know, life, just you just surround yourself in your little whatever community you're at, you know. So yeah, around there I got baptized there around 93, somewhere around there. You know, things happen. You know, I mean, if you go to every church, you know, 100% of church is there's always like problems, you know, if you look for it. And every church has problems, you know, whether it's adultery or scamming, you know what I mean, like ripping people off with money, or the 7 deadly sins, right? But gluttony, greed, I don't know, there's 7 of them. And anytime you have those sins, we as humans are very weak, right? In Romans something says, for none are righteous. We're all sinners, So now I come here and I go to the church in Dallas with my sister, the Lao First Baptist Church, and the pastor is very, very, very nice, man. They got a lot of young pastors. It's a loud church, but he's trying to retire and giving it to people like my age, which know like half, more like English, 70% English and 30% Lao language. So a lot of them are, the sermons are like in English mostly, which is the future, right? The future is gonna be in English, because a lot of kids, Lao kids, they refuse to learn the language, so it's kind of like a lost art, There's gonna be, as the future goes, it's gonna be more English and stuff. So yeah, I got my certificate last Sunday, so I'm pretty stoked on that. And my life is pretty stable now, and I find that give myself to to Christ. Like I said, 100% is always gonna be problems, So, but if you go there to look for problems, you're gonna find it. But if you go there to to serve the Lord and get the spiritual food from Him, then a lot of that stuff you don't hear, You don't get distracted easily. Like in, as Paul was saying in the book of, is the book of Corinthians, where he says, we're in a race, don't look left to right. I mean, I don't know I know a lot of Bible scriptures, but I don't know exactly where they come from. But he's telling us don't look to the left to right, because you slow down, right? If you look to the left to the right, you just go straight. Because I remember my friend, back in the 80s, we used to race bicycle, and one of my friend's dad would tell him, when he'd be in the front, right, he's looking back, to see where everyone is, and his dad kept getting mad at him, saying, don't look behind you, just keep pedaling, pedaling to the finish line, don't even look. So yeah, in life, that's how life is, Don't look to the left to the right, Don't worry about what so-and-so is doing, Joe is doing, or Sarah's doing, whatever. Just focus to the finish line, And I'm not trying to convince anybody to turn into Christian or Muslim or Buddhism or whatever, Everybody has their own thing. But for me, that's why my logo here, see? My logo, I put the cross here, The Skateboarding with Lo, the T is a cross. That's just me, Living at being 54 years old, been on dialysis since January 1996. Blind my left eye, and got the bad news that my right eye used to be 30%, now it's 22%, so it's closing up. But whatever we have, what I mean? Like people would say the cup's half empty or half full, Depends how you look at it, but to me, as long as I have a cup, I can always refill it, right? In other words, as long as you have your health, and but for me, being healthy and everything is nice, but I think you need to, if you think about it, something out there, right? Some kind of like powerful force, Just like how the wind is blowing, right? You don't see the wind, but you feel it. You see the trees moving, you know what I mean? So, as Laotian, a lot of Laotians believe in Buddhism, going to the temple and everything, and but when I compare it to Christianity, so much different, Like, let's say like somebody passed away, right? Someone died, they have this like gathering of the at the house. They pay like at least depends how role model the person is. They hire that many monks, right? They hire at least 2 to 4 monks minimum, and you have to pay them money, right, to come to do this thing. And then they have like food eating from 3 days to like 2 weeks long, you know. So a lot of money you're dumping in. You're talking $30,000, $50,000, right? To where Christianity, we just come and mourn. You know, we come and say hi and mourn, and you don't have to pay the preacher or anybody to come to your house, and you eat a little bit here and there, and sometimes you don't eat. You just come, say whatever, and we go to, because you know, as Christians, we believe that, you know, we're born, God created us from the dirt, right? And from the dirt, we get down like the dirt, right? Just like how dirt doesn't blow up in the air, our body stays on the ground, right? We come from the ground, we stay on the ground. And you know, when if you believe that, like I do, we believe that once the person died, that's it, you know. Their soul, they believe and give their life to Jesus Christ, you know, they go with Jesus, you know, to heaven. If not, they go to the judgment day, you know, wait down there in hell, wherever. But like a lot of like I think Hindu and Buddhists and stuff like that, they believe in resurrection, right? So you try to do good in this life, and hopefully you're born a better life the next life, right? You know, like some race, like as in not race, but you know, the people like India, right? When I used to be in school and used to read about the history of it, where when the women are married to the men, if the men died, they have to jump into the fire with the men. I don't know if it's true or not, but and as far as society ranking, if you're born a farmer, if your dad's a farmer and your mom's a farmer, you can't be anything else but a farmer, right? Or a messenger or a food delivery or whatever, right? So, you know, it's nice to know a lot about other cultures and stuff like that and their religion and stuff to understand, but in the end, you know, you just come into a common sense, right? You just think about it. Just like right now, right? We have like in America here, the government shut down, right? The Democrats are shutting it down. You got Republicans and you know, it's all bullshit, you know what I mean? It's all bullshit. But instead of like the Republican or Democrat, for me, I'm just thinking like common sense, right? Closing the borders, right? Not giving money to other countries, right? You know what I mean? Giving money to the Americans, right? When there's a hurricane or a flood or whatever, help them first. Like in California, there's a fire, you know, help them. Doesn't matter if they're Democrat, Republican, or whatever, you know, they're all Americans, right? You know, I mean, it's nice. I mean, I've been fortunate that my family and I, you know, we got sponsored to come to America, but we're very grateful, you know. And right now, just this morning, they sent over 70 people from here to Laos, you know. Yeah, there's people that did like crimes in their teens, you know, and now it's caught up to them. So that's one thing. I always like obey the law, you know, because my mom and dad raised me good, you know, raised me well. And even here in America, I still like, when I see cops and stuff, I respect them, you know, just like in Laos, right? I still think like it's a communist law, you know, where they take no shit. But now, I mean, everything's so corrupted that it doesn't matter what country, man. You have money, you could just get out of anything, you know. But that comes back to the 7 deadly sins, right? And it's all about morals too, you know? Your morals, right? What kind of morals you have, you know? So that's why, like, you know, for me, being a Christian is like, you know, believing the morals. I'm not saying like I'm more like, oh, better than you or anything like that, you know? But if you're really a Christian, you humble yourself. You're really humble, right? If you read like Proverbs, you know, King Solomon, right? He asked, you know, God asked him what he wanted. He said he wanted wisdom and knowledge, right? Even with all that, he failed. You know what I mean? Like, he's still like a human, so he still went. He and King David, you know, still did like adulteries, right? You know, seeing a naked lady, you know what I mean, taking a bath and shower, whatever, and you know your instinct kicks in, right? And yeah, you know, it's very tough. But what's that got to do with skateboarding? I don't know. I think it has a little bit skateboarding, because, you know, it has everything to do with like discipline, right? Discipline to, like, of course we all fall short, you know, but it's nice to get yourself better and better, you know, every day. And that's the same thing with skateboarding for me. Like, I didn't even want to come out and ride today, man, you know. But I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna push around. Like, today's just gonna be like doing the 4 manuals again, you know. Regular manual, switch manual, fakie manual, and nose manual, right? Same thing. I've been doing, this is the 3rd video I do it. So, never have enough, you know? But actually, the main thing I want to do is ollies, but, you know, I don't want to wear the tail down too much on this board. I mean, the tail is pretty good still, you know? Because, yeah, I want to give it away to this kid at by the skate park. Hopefully he's there. You know, I always pray, you know, if it's God's will to give it to him, I'll give it to him. If I see him out there, I'm gonna knock on his door. If he's home, I'll give it to him. But if not, I'm gonna give it to the skate shop, right? And then he can like use it as like to help those other people, you know, because he teaches lessons. So so I got another helmet, so I'm probably gonna donate one of my helmet. My probably the other ProTech helmet I have, either that one or this one, I don't know, whichever one. Donate it to him so he can, when kids come learn the lessons, they can have a, you know, have a helmet to put on, and just keep the skateboard community going, you know. So yeah, that's about it, man. All right, let's go do some skateboarding. All right. Here we go. Here's the spot. Look at that beautiful day. We usually ride here. We should ride here. I don't know. Just ride there, yeah. Because we usually ride that way, but yeah, since there's no cars here, we'll just do it here instead. You know. Yeah, so if I can do the 4 manuals. Weak sauce. So much of a manual. No manual. Almost one line. Almost a one-liner. Manuals are hard. What if I do it on a crack? See, start from the top, push down. Without hitting the front wheel anyways. I gotta keep the pressure in the back foot.
Wait 1 second.
That's hard. Such a basic trick, but hard to do. I think I need to master the first manual. Forget about the other three. should take it there. Take it over there. I feel like it's better over there. I feel like it's smooth over here. Yeah. I know you hear me talk about, you know, you hear me talk about take it the hard way, but I mean, we always do it the hard way, but sometimes if we gotta, not as hard, we do it over here, you know. Take it hard way. What a difference. Man. The ground's like night and day, man. It's so smooth right here. I guess because the sidewalk you went uphill, plus it's rough and it's got more cracks. But yeah, man. UPS man coming. Gotta wait for a little. I'll get us by. He's coming right now. UPS, lay off. What's up, brother? Don't worry, baby. Don't worry, baby. Night and day, baby. I guess we could try to switch. Fuck it. Got nothing to lose. All little fakey. About a nose manual. Damn. Well, a little bit better on a regular manual. A little bit, I mean like 0.1, 0.00001. Crazy, right? Manuals are hard, man. It's so crazy when you get that balance mode. It's like, I don't know, it feels awesome. Even for like half a second. Half a second is better than no second. Switch ollie, baby. It's about 5 minutes, right? It's good enough. Yeah, that's about it, man. Just doing our little manuals, 5-10 minutes. A little sweating, you know what I mean? That's all you need. And we get the real big day on Saturday, so you know, always go see your friends and family. The dead do not need anything. Always keep on rolling. Running water and go stale, alright? And I always have fun. You see me have fun, see me quit. And I'll be keeping the underground lit for you and me. All right, enjoy.